In our first reading this morning, the Apostle Paul makes a rather forceful claim. He writes, "If we don't have love in our hearts, then it doesn't matter how eloquent we are, how much faith we have, how wise we are, how wealthy we are, what sacrifices we make, what good works we do. It doesn't matter. Nothing will be gained. Nothing will change. Things will remain as they've always been." In our second reading, the gospel writer Luke recounts a moment in Jesus' life when he's having a conversation with a lawyer. The lawyer comes forward, Luke writes, and puts this test question to Jesus. "Master, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus responds, "What's written in the law? What is your reading of it?" The lawyer replies, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." That's the right answer. Jesus says, "Do that, and you will live." But the lawyer wants to push it a bit, so he asks Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" But is he really prepared for the answer? On this solemn day, this Remembrance Sunday, as we remember all the soldiers who died in all the wars, as we remember not too long back, Corporal Nathan Cirillo and Warrant Officer Patrice Vincent, who both died needlessly at the hands of radicalized Canadians. As we remember U.S. Green Beret Sergeant LaDavid Johnson and 3 of his comrades who all died just a few weeks ago at the hands of ISIS in Niger. As we think about peace and pray for peace in a world that in many respects has lost its way and is anything but peaceful, the same question still begs to be answered. Who is my neighbor? Who is the one I'm called to love as myself? And the reason I ask these questions is because I know deep in my heart that if I don't start loving my neighbors as myself, then nothing will be gained, nothing will change, things will remain as they've always been. But who is my neighbor? Is he my actual brother Terry, whom I love dearly and love easily? Is my neighbor even the Arab brother I may find hard to love at times? Is he the brother who's as different from me as night is to day, as black is to white? Is my neighbor the sister who speaks a different language and embraces a different faith and who has a different skin color and comes from a different culture? Is she my neighbor? Is my neighbor the brother with whom I disagree? The sister who disagrees with me almost daily? The brother who pushes me to the limits? The sister who gets under my skin? Is he the neighbor I'm called to love? Is she? I need to know. I got to know. Because if I don't start loving my neighbor as myself, then nothing will be gained. Nothing will change. Things will remain as they've always been. And wars will be waged over and over and over and over again. Well, the simple answer is everyone is my neighbor. The person over there, the person across the street, the person next door, the person overseas, the person beside me in church, even the person who lives with me under the same roof. A rather old-fashioned fella was in a park watching children at play one day. He said to one of the bystanders, "Isn't it terrible the way they dress today? Just look at that young boy over there. Sloppy haircut, awful fitting clothes, none of them matching, and a pierced nose to boot." "That's not a boy," said the bystander. "It's a girl, and she's my daughter." "Oh, excuse me, sir," said the man. "I meant no offense. I didn't know you were her father." "I'm not," said the bystander. "I'm her mother." Is he or she, whoever they are, whatever they look like, however they act, are they my neighbors? Is the person who has everything my neighbor? The person who has nothing? The saint? The sinner? The pillar of the community? The town drunk? Are they all my neighbors? The simple answer is yes. All of them. We're called to love all of them as ourselves. For only if we do will things change. Will something be gained? And things be different than the way they've always been. And wars will become fewer and fewer and fewer. I may speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but if I have no love, I'm nothing more than blaring brass or a clanging cymbal. I may have the gift of prophecy and know every hidden truth. I may have faith strong enough to move mountains. But if I have no love, I'm nothing. I may give away all that I own, or even give up my body for sacrifice. But if I have no love, I am none the better. These are Paul's now famous words. But let me tell you this. When we have love for our neighbors, when we harness for God all the energies of love, when we look upon the face of any man or woman and see that he or she is our sister or brother, then, and only then, for the second time in the history of the world, we will have discovered fire.